generally speaking, there's kind of two different populations in this country that go along with the political parties. You've got, with the Democrats, it tends to be more middle class and upper class, and with the Republican Party, there tends to be a whole lot of working class people that fit into that category. Now, that's not across the board, 100%, but it's kind of a tendency. And those demographics you can kind of see in football. And, so the people that watch football tend to be working class. They tend to be kind of conservative, which is why it blows my mind when the NFL, college, the NCAA, college football, or like the big sponsors like Bud Light try to do something really woke. Like, I don't really understand why they think that would be a good idea, like, for their bottom line. Like, personally, hold your belief, whatever, but why are you infusing it into the product that, you're really just shooting yourself in the foot? Now, maybe they just believe it that much, and that's whatever, but I want to show you how this was exemplified on Saturday, yesterday, with the reception that Trump and Tim Walz got at respective football games. So here's Trump at the Alabama-Georgia game. You can hear the USA chants, just the cheering from the crowd. Here you go. That with this. This is the Michigan fans waiting to go into the stadium. They've all been stopped because Tim Walz is going in. They're all yelling at him to leave. They're booing him. They're telling him to get out of there. Now, beyond this, what's crazy to me is Tim Walz went, as a Minnesota supporter to the Michigan-Minnesota game, and he showed up wearing Navy, took a bunch of pictures with Michigan fans. I don't really know. Like, he pissed off the Minnesota fans with that because he's, governor of Minnesota. Like, why would you do that? He didn't do anything wrong. It's just really funny, like kind of a dopey thing to do. But he pissed off a lot of people in general because he appeared to be wearing a Special Forces hat. And some people were calling this stolen valor because he wasn't part of, Special Forces. But, I don't know that I go that far. It just is like, dude, you can't leave the house without putting your foot in your mouth. They gave him that wonderful quote, "If we can't handle 4 more years of this." It's just, the guy is like a walking disaster for his campaign. Now, you may be saying, the shot that I showed you of Trump was like the whole stadium and all of that, and maybe they're just cheering for something else. Okay, fine. Let me show you this video, which to me is way more telling. This is when Trump goes in through the concourse. He's handing things out, he's shaking hands, he's signing autographs, and I want you to look at the people around him. Take a look at this. those people around Donald Trump are young college-age people. They're reaching their hands out to shake his hand. They're cheering him. They're all, chanting USA. They're chanting 4 more years. They're people of, they're black, they're white, they're other races. It's not just like a straight up wall of, young white dudes. It's not. There's lots of females in there. There's black dudes in there. You can look in and see people of various races and assuming genders. I don't know. Maybe that's not allowed in 2024. But it's not. What I'm getting at is this is a younger demographic, and it isn't just what you think of as like milquetoast, white bread Republicans. The younger people are coming out and cheering for Donald Trump, and that ought to scare the hell out of the Democrats. Like, just from a neutral perspective, that should scare the hell out of the Democrats. So I think it's really crazy to see like this kind of divide in reception between Walz and Trump in this environment. It's Trump did a rally today in Pennsylvania, I think Erie, Pennsylvania, and he was talking about like, that was kind of a poll in and of itself, and he's not wrong. Like, especially with the young people being there, the younger generation is a huge voting bloc. So if you can mobilize, how hard it is to mobilize college students? I was a college student for 7.5 years. I know how hard it is to mobilize college students, for something like voting that they don't really think is all that important, because most of them don't. When you can get them out there, like trying to, catch whatever stuff he's tossing to him, shake his hand, all that, that is a big deal for college students. So, I guess Democrats be warned. This isn't a very good sign for you, but it was kind of interesting to watch. That's all.